there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
So today we are talking Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. And there's a particular scene we got to talk about in this video. I think I have like 10 minutes left to go in the movie, but because it's a typical Tyler Perry extravaganza, which means that there's some type of tomfoolery that we've got to talk about, you guys. And in this video, we need to discuss the first 8 minutes of the movie. We need to discuss this funeral scene. So spoiler alert, if you do not want to know what happens in the funeral scene, if you've not seen the movie and you intend on seeing the movie and you don't want to know about the funeral scene, now is the time, you guys, to click away. What? Last chance, spoiler alert. If you've not seen the funeral scene, now is the time to click off, you guys. Alright, so let's get into it, right? Because, first of all, this is an interesting cast of people who are all recently divorced, like Megan Good, like Corey Hardwick, and Richard Lawson, you guys, who is playing a preacher, you guys, in this funeral scene. Which, here's the thing. I thought this movie was supposed to be a thriller. I thought this movie was supposed to be, dangerous. But if you sat through the first 8 minutes, Tyler Perry, what is wrong with you? How do you come up with this stuff? Make it make sense. So, nonetheless, essentially what has happened, Megan Good's character, Ava, her husband, Dallas, his oldest brother, got shot and killed because he was trying to steal from an elderly person that goes to the church, right? And so somehow they must have worked out in advance that Megan Good's dad, her character's father, the preacher, was going to, pay for the funeral, have the service at his church, and all of the things, and Dallas and his family could go because he's got some other brothers as well as his mom that are still living, right? So the scene takes place where, Richard Lawson starts preaching, right? And, is talking about the deceased. His name is Cody Bertrand, and is referencing, scripture, Luke chapter 16, verses 27-28. And then all of a sudden, the sermon takes a turn, right? Because initially he's talking scripture, and then initially he's saying, listen, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, you're going to be judged for your deeds, right? And then also says that, he needed to get a chance to get right with God, and that he died because of violence, and basically said the family is a failure, you guys. That the family didn't finish 5th grade, and they all turned to a life of crime, with the exception of Dallas. Dallas was the only one who graduated high school, while the rest of the family was nothing but misfits, you guys. The preacher is saying this in the church, when you're not supposed to judge people. when you're supposed to come as you are, you guys. This is coming from Richard Lawson's character, and I was too through. And so then, Dallas's mom's, her name I think was Linda in the movie. She's getting pissed off, she's getting irate, and she's looking over at Megan Good's character, Ava, and looking at Dallas, and she's like, you're the worst thing that's ever happened to my son, and you're the reason that this is going completely left, and you make my son miserable, and all of the things. And then we have Richard Lawson, who's still preaching away because he doesn't care about the shenanigans that's taking place. And he's like, this family has stole, they have RAPE, they've maimed people, they have done all of these things, and he is just saying all these things in the church to the congregation, you guys. And, basically said, because of his actions, because of him trying to steal from the elderly and steal from the lady who was a member of the church, that, basically she shot him dead. And if you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and has the congregation repeating after him, you guys. And so nonetheless, then basically, as Richard Lawson hears Linda starting to cuss out and try to make, Megan Good the scapegoat for, all this, tomfoolery, basically Richard Lawson stops her and he's like, listen, you're going to show respect. You're going to treat my daughter with respect. And you're going to treat this family with respect because we are paying for your burial. We're paying for your funeral and the burial, you guys. And then Linda has had it, you guys. Linda has had it. She is standing up now. She's like the first one in the pews, first row of the pews, of course, with the other siblings. And, of course, Dallas, played by Corey Hardwick, and Ava, played by Megan Good. She stands up, and she is like, you guys have always looked down on us. Do you think the Bertrands need your money? And she's like, you better get out before, and she's like cursing. She keeps saying H-E-double-L, and like the whole church, they're all like, ooh, ah, like they're all like, what's going on? And she's like, I'm gonna hurry up and get out of here before I say what's on my mind. And so then she tells her sons, she says, boys, go get Cody. Cody the deceased, right? Cody who's laying in the casket, you guys. Cody who's dead, laying in the casket that this funeral's about, right? And so then Richard Lawson's character as the pastor tells her to watch her mouth in this church and all of these things. And then it gets wild. Because then Linda, she walks up towards the pulpit where, right before the front of the casket, and she starts to strip down, you guys. She starts to strip down. So first she takes off her church hat, right? And she's got her hair in a ponytail or whatever. And I'm like, all right, maybe she's hot. Maybe it's hot in the church, right? Then she takes off like this duster, this overshirt, right? That like, people typically wear whenever they have on a dress or whatever, gown. They'll like wear something long sleeves on top of it or whatever. Takes that off and throws it to the ground in the church. And then, you guys, she starts unbuttoning her dress, you guys, in front of everybody. In front of the congregation, and she throws the dress at Richard Lawson, the preacher, you guys. And we're not even at the climax, you guys, but she's throwing it at him and says, he basically was like, 'cause I think she was about to do something else, and he was like, don't you dare, or whatever. And because at this point she was in her slip, and I don't know if she was about to take that off too, but basically he was like, don't you dare. And so she was like, you think we need all these hand-me-down things from your mom? We don't need any of these hand-me-down clothes and all these things. We are the Bertrands, baby. We don't need nothing from you, right? And so then she is still telling her boys, to get their brother, to get Cody. And she is completely, in her slip, in her gown, and the slip that you wear under a dress, you guys, with no other clothes on, because all the clothes is everywhere, right? And, they're looking, so the sons, including Corey Hardwick, is, they think that they're, about to roll the brother out of the church, you guys, in the casket, in the coffin, you guys. And then the mom says the following, you guys. The mom says, not the casket. And I said, what? I was like, and then it's like pandemonium, you guys. In the church. What do you mean not the casket? And she's like, not the casket, take him out. And they're looking like, what? And so then she shouts again, take him out. And I was like, no, this is not about to happen. So it is crazy. So they start to open the casket, and then all these men surround the sons, like I guess that were deacons. And so Richard Lawson's character, aka the preacher, is like, no, it's okay. Let them do what they're gonna do. You don't have to surround them. Let them go. So the brothers, you guys, they pick up their deceased oldest brother, Cody, you guys, from the casket, you guys. They remove him from the casket, and they all have, like, somebody has the head, somebody has the middle, somebody has the bottom of Cody, and they are walking down with their dead brother, you guys, holding their dead brother down the aisle, you guys, down the entire aisle of the church. And everybody is looking on in horror. Everybody is looking horrified, you guys. And I'm thinking to myself, is this legit? Is this real? Is this really happening? Like, what is taking place right now, right? And so then it gets even more. So the family, they have this pickup truck, right? So they're carrying their dead brother out. Since he's out of the casket, they're carrying him out to the vehicle. They're carrying him out to this pickup truck. And so then they just lay him, you guys. They just lay him out in this pickup truck, you guys. And it's just a hot mess. It is just a hot mess. And all the brothers, with the exception of the one that was driving the mom in the front seat, they're sitting over there basically looking over the brother, right? And nonetheless, instead of a actual burial, instead of an actual funeral, instead of an actual cemetery, they do some type of backyard burial in their neighborhood in the trailer park, you guys. And the mom's all complaining. She's like, I told y'all we should have just, buried your brother with the rest of the Beltrans and all of the things. But I am thinking to myself, did a grown woman just strip down in the church? Number one. Well, actually, no. Number one is the pastor, who is supposed to be non-judgmental, judging the deceased. And basically saying, listen, you're an H-E-double-L. You are a misfit. You are nothing. Anyways, right? And then number two, we have the unhinged mother-in-law, who is completely and utterly out of pocket, right? Completely and utterly insane and out of order, that decided to strip down at the pulpit in the middle of the church, you guys. And I was like, what is going on? Can we make it make sense? What is happening? I was like, what is happening? What is going on? Why is she stripping down? And my first thought, I was like, is she going to reveal that she had something with the pastor? I didn't know where this was going. I didn't know where this was going at all. And oh my gosh, poor Deborah Morgan. She stays booked and busy though, so I am here for it. And her and Mega Good had a nice reunion because they were also previously in Eve's Bayou. But nonetheless, this was just crazy. So she played the pastor's wife. She played Richard Lawson's wife in this movie, and it is just nothing but chaos, you guys. But the audacity to say not the casket and physically have your kids literally open up the casket because you don't want to be concerned about a bill for the casket, and basically take him out of the casket, you guys. Take out your dead relative out of the casket, and having to, basically hold the dead body, you guys. And carry the dead body out of the church, you guys. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, technically, this isn't real. I said, technically, he would be dead weight, and this would be a lot heavier than what these clowns are making it seem like it is. They're seeming like this is just like picking up a bowling ball or picking up, a ladder or something, as if it's not a whole human being that's dead. That's dead weight, that is not, living, that's not breathing, you guys. That has the casket ready makeup on, you guys. And is laying flat on his backside, you guys, in the back of the pickup truck. In the scene, they're just driving off as the dead brother is laying there. And the brothers are looking on. What? I've never seen anything like this. Tyler Perry, why do you do this stuff? How do you come up with this foolishness? How do you come up with this tomfoolery? And why did you think this was a good idea? And here's the thing, I know what I'm getting myself into in a Tyler Perry movie, because he refuses to hire writers and producers and everything else. He wants to be in every, like it says in every movie, every play of his everything, it says written, produced, and directed by Tyler Perry. He wants full ownership of all of this tomfoolery. But the thing is, nobody else is going to think of anything like this but him. Nobody is going to think of the level of foolishness and tomfoolery but Tyler Perry, you guys. So, nonetheless, that was the scene. And I am still not recovered, you guys. Even though I have 10 minutes left in the movie, I still have not recovered from that opening scene, because I went back and I rewatched it again because I was just making sure that I wasn't going crazy, right? And I was checking on social media to see if anybody else, because the movie came out at 3 a.m., right? 3 a.m. Eastern time, like how Netflix does, right? On Amazon Prime. And I'm thinking to myself, like, am I crazy? Like, maybe I need to go to bed or something. Like, because I know I didn't just see what I thought I saw. But I waited purposefully till the afternoon today, you know, when I had a little bit of sleep. And I'm like, you know what? Let me turn this back on again. Let me make sure my mind wasn't playing tricks on me, right? And I see the scene again in all its glory, and I'm just completely and utterly flabbergasted. What a hot mess, you guys. What a hot mess. What in the tomfoolery. Now, the movie goes in a different direction after that. It's not as chaotic as that opening scene. But I don't know if Tyler Perry meant for this to be funny or meant for this to be amusing. But it was just crazy. It was just completely and utterly crazy. And I didn't know, because when I said, so when people were talking about the funeral scene, I didn't know what was happening, because I watched some of the interviews with like Megan Good and Corey Hardwick or whatever, and I saw the one lady from Entertainment Tonight asking about the funeral scene, and I'm thinking to myself, well, what happens at the funeral scene? Because she was saying, how could you guys film that with everything going on? And I'm like, well, what happened? And so, like, as the scene was unfolding, I was like, well, maybe the brother's not really dead, and maybe he's gonna, like, jump out the casket. That's what I was thinking. But boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. I did not think for a second that this was going to be the tomfoolery that Tyler Perry came up with, which was to have the family remove the body from the casket, escort the body down the aisle outside of the church, and lay him flat in the pickup truck with the brothers looking on. And then some backyard burial in some trailer park, you guys. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But that was the laugh that I needed today, because I was just too through. I was just too through. And you have to know in advance what you're getting yourself into in a Tyler Perry production. And even this, you guys, was not something that I had on my bingo card. Even this was something that I was not expecting to happen. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.